Stay at home on 9 to 5, raising your babies with joy and pride. A real ass mom, you're a real ass mom. Taking care of business. Ooh, girl, you're resilient. 'Cause you're a real ass mom. A real ass mom.
Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences. The things people don't tell you.
Hey, Mama, hey.
Hi, Mama.
That's formal.
Hi, Mama.
Are we hi, Mama?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Mama.
Hey, Mama.
Okay, no. Okay, Mama, hey. We're just going to stick with what we know.
Right. Stick with what we know.
I don't know how Mama just came over me. So I don't know.
It was very, formal. Anyway. Yeah, so how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, friend?
I'm doing super fantastic.
You're super fantastic.
Super fantastic. Yeah.
Okay.
We have a guest.
Yes, and she has every right to be chuckling. Excuse me. She has every right to be chuckling at us because. Anyways, y'all, we have Miss Prisca Wilkes here.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop, whoop. Hey, Prisca.
Hey, friend.
Prisca went to FAMU with us.
Yeah.
And she is just a ball of fun energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I call her Auntie Prissy because I feel like Prisca's like, even though we're like in the same class, we got to FAMU at the same time, like she is Eli's auntie.
Mm-hmm.
Period. She's Eli's auntie.
Yeah, she's always been an auntie. Drew
Yes.
and Jay too.
Right,
Yes.
she is. She's Drew and Jay's auntie as well. She is Auntie Prissy. And I'm excited to talk with Prisca about her some things. We're gonna dive into exactly what those details are as we get into the questions.
She is a rich auntie.
She is a rich auntie, and Devin, I know, is excited too. You are rich. You are a rich auntie.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's an honor.
it is.
I love that.
You
You got
really
a lot
are.
of nieces and nephews.
It's a lot.
Too
I
many.
do. I do.
You always send gifts and show up and stuff.
You do.
are
I
a
do
rich
my best.
auntie.
I need to do better because
No, you're doing great.
last year I dropped the ball.
No.
No.
It's a lot of kids.
Ain't no
It
balls
is a lot of
dropped.
kids.
Yeah.
It is a lot
Don't
of
even
kids.
do that to yourself.
But at least I have future babysitters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
let's get into it because y'all probably wondering like
what's
did a rich auntie episode?
Right.
What is going on? And so Prisca has gone through the process of freezing her eggs. And I've never met anyone outside of Prisca who went through this process.
Same.
And I'm sure there are listeners out there, because we have a lot of non-mom listeners who may be curious about this process.
Yeah.
And so we thought it would be a healthy, helpful conversation.
Informative.
And again, to actually have someone that we personally know on the show who went through this process, I thought it would be really good.
And someone would feel
Kendra
comfortable
did.
with having
we thought. So,
this conversation.
yeah. So let's get into it. Like,
Thank you.
how did you come to your decision of wanting to freeze your eggs?
It was really extremely random. I actually, as women, we have a woman's exam that we have to get every couple of years. I happened to relocate to Atlanta during that time frame. And I was one of those, I had my primary care physician, my gyno, my dentist, everything. So I'm at my primary care appointment. This is November 2020. Yeah, November 2020. And my doctor said, you're 33. Are you thinking about children? So she asked me, did I want to have children? And I was kind of taken aback because no one had ever asked me that before.
Right.
That's not something I was thinking about. I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to find me an apartment. One of our close friends from college was letting me stay in like her guest suite down. I had a month. I was like, what?
Why are you asking me this?
Yeah, it was I guess, again, we're 33 at the time. So she was like, these are things you need to start thinking about. So the facility where I, go to do my women physicals, they don't have fertility testing there. So she suggested, the person that ended up doing my egg freezing.
Okay.
And so it happened pretty quickly. That was November. We're still at the height of the pandemic. December comes around, I meet virtually Dr. Libby, and that's how that transition started.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you weren't even thinking about it.
Mm-mm.
That's really a blessing to have a doctor to even ask you that question.
She looks like us.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And as much as I don't have children, a lot of my friends have children. A lot of my friends like me have had miscarriages in the past, and Black Maternal Health and all that stuff comes into play. So she's just like, even if you're not thinking about it, you need to start thinking about it.
It's like a just in case.
Uh-huh.
If you want to have kids,
Mm-hmm.
this is, you've already prepared for that.
Yeah.
If you don't, then that's fine.
That's
yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
tell us about the process. Like, was it painful? Like, all the tea about that.
First of all, the process, it's very swift. If you go do your preliminary testing, you meet with my doctor's name is Dr. Libby. Am I allowed to say the facility?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shady Grove in Atlanta. The location is in Brookhaven. Beautiful facility, very clean, lots of security there. You check in and they do your vitals like any new doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I was told, I started doing the process when they added another procedure. They do genetic testing now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So with genetic testing, I had to go to Emory Midtown and get 8 vials of blood done. Like, I'm thinking I'm just signing intake paperwork.
Yeah.
So immediately, luckily I hadn't ate, but I had just had coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, this lady told me I need to start drinking caffeine and y'all want me to take 8 vials of blood. So I went, and each individual vial was going to test like rubella. All these things you haven't heard about in centuries. Like, they test you for everything. And then I got scheduled for the HSG screening where they take you and they put you ever had an MRI?
I have.
I haven't.
It's like a machine like that, and they prop your legs open and they shoot black dye into your uterus.
Mm-hmm.
One, to see if I had tube issues. One, to see how my uterus functioned and how far, it's like a sperm simulator to see how far sperm goes into uterus.
Oh.
That was the most painful shit. I am someone that doesn't even get cramps on my period.
Oh.
So I felt everything. And the reason why I remember it was the day of the inauguration.
Okay.
So the inauguration is playing on TV to like calm people down.
Is that supposed to calm you
Right.
down?
I don't know about that.
It wasn't fun at all. It was not fun. And so that was the first part. And it was like my uterus was spasming, so they had to stop the procedure. So it was maybe 30, 45 minutes. Again, mentally I was not prepared.
Right.
Because you're going there thinking, oh, I'm just signing paperwork. And they're like, no, you got to do this immediately. And then 2 days later, you do a catheter with saline and water solution in the same area to see if everything was flushed out. That wasn't as painful because it's just water and salt solution. But honestly, out of the whole process, that was the most painful, was the pre-screening.
Oh my God.
To even see if I needed to get egg freezing or anything.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you were 33 when this happened.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And I'm almost at the cutoff. While this is going on, you have a dashboard. They're messaging. It's a messaging system. Hey, before you decide if you want to be an egg freezer, would you like to be an egg donor? Because you're about to be 34 in the summer. So I signed up to be an egg donor as well.
Okay, so there's a cutoff to be an egg donor.
21, I think it's 21 to 34.
Okay.
Because after that, you're considered ineligible to even donate to anybody.
Wow. Even if your eggs are healthy.
Exactly.
Wow.
I wonder why. Like,
because I think at 35, like, you are like
considered ancient. Uterus-wise.
Geriatric. That's
Geriatric, thank you.
we're considered geriatric at 35.
Yeah.
I'm pushing it at 33.
Yeah. Geriatric.
But if
That
your
is the
eggs
term
are
that is
healthy,
used. They don't care.
why?
And you're at higher risk. 35 and above, you're at higher risk. So I think that's why they don't accept our eggs.
So so when we say high risk, I thought that
Abnormal
meant like
these
our
numbers.
uterus, like the
No,
way, like
your
our body.
age
So
can
even the
make you-
eggs
yeah,
can be
yeah.
considered at risk.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Like, men can,
Yeah, they can go and go
forever.
And go. They can be 80 having babies.
Absolutely.
Literally.
Absolutely.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
It does happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, if someone wants to know, like, how much does this cost to freeze your eggs? How much?
So, praise report with me. It was weird because I had 2 miscarriages. One right after college. I was with somebody for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 years apart. So I just always thought I couldn't have children. So I never thought about it. I'm indifferent to it. But if my eggs are viable, I want to at least be an egg donor because you get $7,000 a pop.
Oh,
wow.
So how
Yes.
many? Wait, what?
I've donated 2.
Wow.
Yeah, and these are things I'm telling y'all. I've not even told like people in real life, but yeah. So it's a lucrative business because you
I just missed the cutoff.
exactly. And you know what's
I'm gonna
crazy?
talk to them people.
Historically, they don't tell black people about this type of stuff. They usually tell Caucasian women. They don't really tell black women. Like, you know, you could be making money. Like the whole time we were in undergrad. What?
We could have been selling that. I mean, if that's something you want to do.
If you wanted to do that, do you know how many
But-
people would have not been in debt leaving out of
But
college?
honestly, I would donate my eggs not even for compensation, just to help another mom.
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct. Yeah. But
And there's a benefit
Yeah. I mean,
monetarily
yeah.
that could come from it.
Yeah.
yeah. And I think it's gotten lower because people now have quote unquote healthy. If you have a lot of healthy eggs like I do, $7,000 is going to be the max per egg versus somebody that's like 21, 22. They're giving them girls 20, 30,000. Like people
Whoa.
make
Per egg?
because you could also be a surrogate. Like there's a lot of things you could do in lieu of you inserting your eggs back into your womb.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know if you know this or not, and this is off topic, but
Mhm.
we interviewed a same-sex couple,
Okay.
and they talked about going to a donor bank for sperm,
Mm-hmm.
and black sperm costs more.
Because it's very popular.
And so I wonder, do black women eggs cost more?
That's something we gotta research.
Okay.
I never heard it. That's a good question.
That sounds
Because
touchy.
not a lot of black men donate their sperm.
Yeah. That's what they were saying.
They too busy out here giving it out for free. But that's another conversation for another day. I'm healed. But you know,
we love our black men.
we love them. Even when they don't love us back, I love them. Love them. Keep telling y'all we want Kendra and Devin's prayer, but I'm healed. So I'm healed.
I'm not.
Right.
We're
Who
not
told
doing
y'all she was a mess?
Yes.
Auntie Prissy. Auntie
Listen.
Prissy.
But
You say you
Focus.
started the conversation off by saying that you were blessed. Like I asked the price point for like this procedure, and you said
because of my past 2 miscarriages, and these miscarriages happened in my 20s, so I'm not thinking actively about them. And so when the lady was like, "You thought you were gonna have bad news," and I was like, "No," because it was still ahead of COVID. I couldn't see her in person. Everything was like and that was also the most expensive part. The virtual sessions with my doctor and pre-screenings were covered with insurance, but we'll talk about that in a second. But to me, the most out of pocket was I did have to pay for my trigger shot. I only had to take 1. Most people have to take a lot of trigger shots. The shots that you have to put in injection sites, they'll tell you where your injection site is to where you might have the most activity. That's $2,000 per shot. They put you on birth control because they trick your uterus into starting your cycle. So all those things go into play. Because as soon as you decide you have to do it, you only have like a 2 to 3 week window to get the perfect amount of eggs, or if you don't have the perfect amount of eggs, for them to go ahead and give you another round. So a lot of things, and you have nurses round the clock assisting you. You're not left to your own devices. But I didn't study. Only class I took in undergrad was Intro to Biology. That was like
And so it's like, okay, so you spent this money, but you also made money. So
I didn't have to come out of pocket like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I have good insurance.
Okay.
Some people have jobs. You got to make sure when you guys are accepting these compensation packages, ask about that stuff, because that's a real thing now. A lot of us are gonna have, like me, I'm probably not gonna have my kids until I'm about 37, 38, which is fine. But I need to know, what is my insurance covering? A lot of us think, oh, it's just this, it's dental, it's vision. It's like, no. Actually, when you're screening for fertility issues, that's covered when you get your STI testing, you get tested for HIV and all of that. tell them to test your fertility. It's covered. It's called a pre-screen.
Oh, okay.
Now, they might not cover the procedure, but then ask for, they have scholarship plans, they have deferment plans, they got all kinds
we had
of
an
stuff.
episode about that.
Mm-hmm.
Different programs that are available to
help with
women
fertility.
and fertility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you did give yourself a timeline. So you're saying 37, 38
Yes.
is where you would want to...
Whether I'm partnered or not.
Okay.
And that is a difficult decision because I will literally be the only person in my family if not married. And that's a big deal as far as having children. And so I believe fathers are very important. I grew up with my father.
You're a daddy's girl.
Very much so a daddy's girl. And I know my nephews are flourishing. Yes, y'all are amazing mothers, but you got to have your daddy. You have to. But I'm at a point in my life where if I'm not partnered, I still want to experience motherhood. I don't have an issue with going to a sperm bank. But I do want the sperm to be black because I do want black children. So that is a stipulation for me.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So when you date, do you let men know that you've gone through this process, or does it come up in conversation? Do you keep it to yourself because you have the right to do that too? Like, do you share that information?
Are you looking for a place to go, like on vacation or with your girls?
Of course, I'm always looking to kick it with my girls or my man.
Yeah, or or your boo. Well, if you are in search of a vacation planner, we have the perfect person for you, and that is KT Travel and More.
Yes, Stephanie is fabulous and thorough.
Very.
And she will make sure you have the best time on your vacation.
Yes.
Yo, if you have a destination wedding you're trying to plan, let's talk about that. Okay, anniversary, couples trips,
baby
all
moon.
that. Baby moon. Yeah, she got you.
She got you all the way.
So check out KT Travel and
More.
yes, and tell her we sent you.
Bye.
Bye.
I did it in response to someone having a kid on me. So I'm not particularly sure how that's going to work when I do decide to fully date again. I feel like at this point, most men should know that. And I'm just being assumptive here. I don't know how that conversation would even be brought up. And I don't know how the conversation would go if I'm to tell someone, hey, I got my eggs tested or frozen, or I like to do egg donations and things of that nature, because that's got to be awkward. And I'm an anomaly because I'm single, but I also don't have children. A lot of people our age have children and they're married, or we're single, we don't have kids. So that's also a factor. Is something wrong with you? No, nothing's wrong with me. I'm actually very healthy. Never had a disease or anything like that. It's just some people just choose to wait. Some people choose to wait. I even have close friends that don't want children.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that extreme and take my uterus out and all that, but I've had friends that have gone that route too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
You always have to do what works
Yeah,
best
what
for
works
you.
for you.
Yes.
If you don't want children, and take your uterus out, then sure.
I see that's a little extreme.
Well, you know it's not going to happen.
That's the real birth control.
Right.
No kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What's up?
do you know how many children you would want to have if you went through this process of freezing your eggs and having a sperm donor? How many times would you want to go through that? And
I feel like I have bad luck in life, and I think with my luck,
you're not going to claim that.
they're going to be like, congrats, Prisca, you have 6 tuplets, and I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be real pissed. That's what I mean like that. Like, they're going to be like, you got twins. I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
But I feel like 3 would be my max.
Okay.
3. My
Three
parents are both. My dad's the oldest of 8. My mom's one of 7.
Okay.
So I think that's how my parents chose to just only have 2. So
I'm one of 6, and I'm like, yeah, 2.
that's it. Yeah. But I think 3 would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you with a few kids.
What?
I can.
And I think also what kind of this sounds really rude. the whole I watched a video on like how the baby comes out, and I'm real childish at my big age, but I just I don't know.
You can do it. You were built and designed for this.
That's what I heard. I heard, and it's cute when y'all did it. But
you forget about it.
And we're here to support you.
Yeah.
Y'all are crazy.
We are.
Seriously. When I have my kid, I'll be like, damn it, Kendra gonna have to be, because I do. My dad actually told me that my mother had a doula and a midwife. I don't know. The older I'm getting, I'm asking my dad more questions about like, what was it like with mom? So me and my brother are 10 years apart.
Okay.
My brother's born in 77. I'm born in 87. And in between me and my brother, my mom had like 3 to 5 miscarriages.
Oh, wow.
And so when I came about, my dad was like, my mom thought it was because of medicines and stuff like that. So I was naturally birthed.
Okay.
So I'm kind of torn, like, do I want to go to a hospital or do I want a midwife and a doula? Yeah.
Or if you want a home birth or a birthing center.
I'm going to somebody's hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I just
there are options.
Yeah.
There are options, and just knowing, going back to the Black Maternal Health thing, that there's people out there that advocate for us. Because again, I would have never known. I would have just been 37 trying to have a kid. Like, bitch, your eggs are hella old at this point.
Yeah.
Nobody ever told you. So luckily, my primary care, who is a Black woman, my fertility specialist is a white woman, but she's our age.
Okay.
She is our age, and she told me she did it on herself. Like, she did her own because she's licensed, but she's like, and I do it for my friends all the time. And I was like, girl, what?
Well, do it for me for free.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. You just go,
The actual procedure, 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
It's not a long procedure.
And it was outpatient.
It is outpatient. You are under anesthesia. They do recommend that you have somebody with you. I went by myself, but I had to take an Uber.
Okay.
But I lied. Please don't do what I did. I ain't shit. I parked on the other side of the garage, took an Uber, and then
Prisca.
I don't got time. I'm not gonna. I don't have time waiting on other people.
I'm not gonna do this.
And I had just moved back to Atlanta. And I was like, I don't feel like calling.
You was already in the Uber.
No,
They
do what
said
she
Ubered you home.
Right.
No.
That was dangerous.
Did you know how many eggs? Did they tell you how many eggs?
Yeah.
I had 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah. I had 10. I donated 2. So technically I have like 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
So after you have your 3, right, or you realize you're done, are you going to donate the other ones?
See,
Can you do that?
At that point, I don't believe it would be viable to donate. So then I would just get them, I hate that term, destroyed,
So at what, like,
so you can't donate them at that time?
I don't believe so. If I wanted to donate like science and stuff, because at that point, it's one of those things.
Okay.
So
it's like it's frozen.
Frozen. And even if I was crazy at 45 and was like, put them all in, because some people do that too. Some people just throw them all in there at once. That freaks me out.
Yeah.
And that's how you get a lot of doubles.
Yeah.
So.
And then at our age too, we're more likely to have multiple children after 35. So, yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're more liable to
Kendra.
have children, multiples 35 and up. So.
Okay.
Good thing you have a good village.
Ooh, I have a
Girl,
beautiful
don't you
village.
dare speak that on me.
You have a beautiful village.
You do.
I do.
So does Devin.
Right.
It's
Since
kinda
she
slim,
since she
but-
wanted since she wanted
We're
anyway.
far from family and friends. So.
You are literally up the street.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell anybody where you are, but you're literally down the street.
She ain't that far. Right.
Right.
She ain't that far.
Can you take off work when these kids get sick and come help me? Oh,
I can work from home.
Yeah, sure.
I can work from home.
Anyway.
I can.
No, but this was fun.
This was a really good conversation.
It was.
So, Prisca, if anyone wants to reach out to you and get more information, how can they contact you? Are you in social?
I am. I gotta do one of those. Prisca Lillian, just my first and my middle name. Instagram. Facebook is real, like, you have to be my friend to know a friend or friend or friend. However I set that up. We are of that age where if you didn't have that one dot whatever at .edu, my face would be like, this is spam and all of that. Like, but you can find me on Facebook.
Most of our listeners
They're like
are
Instagram.
Yeah.
Prisca
So,
Lillian.
thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, all that talk about freezing our eggs and fertility, and that was a really good conversation.
Thank
it's
you.
not an everyday.
And I learned a lot.
Yeah,
honestly,
just in that short period of time. So I feel like we need some mama juice.
Yes, we got some good mama juice today.
It's really good.
It's really, really good. You did that.
It's called Egg-cited. Egg-cited.
That's cute.
It is.
What's it?
What's an Egg-cited? You gotta tell
So we have 2 ounces of bourbon.
me. Period.
We have a half an ounce of maple agave syrup.
Period.
2 dashes of orange bitters.
Okay.
An ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. Please make sure your lemons are freshly squeezed. 1 egg white.
But
That's where the Egg-cited comes in. And then we have fresh thyme sprigs.
Okay.
That's how I know you're a mom. Cause me, I don't have time.
Literally, it's fine. We have time.
That's cute.
Yes.
No, I love this. Thank y'all for sharing this with me.
You're welcome.
this
It was
was fun.
inspired by you
Yeah.
and your journey.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
yes, this is a drink for you.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all are amazing. I want to say something publicly
Oh, Lord.
about y'all too. Y'all are the most kindest people I've ever met in my entire life.
Really?
Yes. I was going through my head. I was like, that person's a terrorist. That person's a terrorist. And I was like, don't mistake it. They can get with it too, like me. I used to be a terrorist. I'm a reformed terrorist. But them two, out of all of my friends that I call my sisters, I really love y'all both. And I always like to give people their stuff in public.
Oh,
So I just want to say I appreciate
don't make
y'all.
me cry.
Don't
I've been
I've
crying
been
all
crying
day.
today.
For real?
She
Yeah.
has.
If you don't be crying, what happened? The beautiful stories?
My cycle too.
Okay. I understand.
It just makes me really
But we
emotional
honestly,
sometimes.
Prisca, we love you just as
Yes,
much.
we
You
do.
are. We started this conversation off with sharing how genuine, like you are a genuine soul. You get what you see. You see what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like there is no wondering. Like
Yeah.
you are really a sweet and kind soul, and we appreciate you.
I
Yeah,
appreciate y'all.
absolutely.
And we love you.
Love you always and
Love
forever.
you lots.
Love y'all.
So we have one more segment. And
Okay.
if this is your first time listening to the Real Mama Pod, this is my favorite segment of the show. And so this is our opportunity to connect with our guests, but as well as our listeners. A lot of times they write in and ask for advice. We are no experts, but we can
Absolutely
give
not.
advice based on our personal experiences.
Okay. Okay.
So we had a rich auntie write in. So usually when we have people write in, I try to find
Like categorize the questions.
categorize. Thank you. That was a good
I
word.
got you,
Thank
Fred.
friend. Mama brain, don't always have the words.
I got you.
So this rich auntie wrote, "Hey mamas, rich auntie here. Hey girl.
Hey, girl.
I love the episode y'all had with your friends. Listen, I try to be a supportive friend, and it ain't working. Girl, what's going on? My friend came into town and didn't tell me. I was really hurt by that. Am I missing something? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Her friend came into town and didn't tell her.
So I'm guessing, based on this, her friend is a new mama, right?
Or
I need more before I say what I'm about to say. It's like real
So
rude.
we gonna cause she didn't write the whole thing, and that's
Okay.
fine. So we're gonna try to piece this together
Okay.
based on
Her
what
friend
we
don't want
have.
to be bothered with her. Sometimes you just gotta move on. I know that's rude, but
no, that's actually not rude.
Yeah.
I think
we're too big at this point. We're not in undergrad anymore. We're not in the same. We're not in Tallahassee. We're adults.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, there's a reason why this person, like, are y'all, I think it's just, are y'all really friends? Or what type of friendship do you think you have?
They have to be really friends for her to write in.
That's true. She took
They
the
have
time.
to be
She
real
had,
friends.
she had to sit with that. So
Yeah.
that's fair. However, we're at a space in our life. You don't know if that lady came up here for an emergency.
Yeah.
It was a quick in and out.
Yeah.
Now, to also give this young lady grace, if the girl was on Instagram at brunch or something, take that as she don't want to be bothered with you.
Right.
And just
we
let
don't
it
have
go.
the context.
Yeah.
Then let it
So, okay, I'll give you that, Prisca. So if the mama was out, because we're going to assume she's a mama.
Yup.
If she was out brunching and lunching and didn't tell you.
She should have told her friend.
Right. Even if, and again, sometimes people overthink things, right? So sometimes over communicating is better than nothing, right? Because at least people know what to expect.
True.
So usually if I'm coming into Atlanta just to record, I'm not seeing nobody. I'm in and out. And I have family here. I have really close friends here. I have line sisters here, but I just can't do it, right? Hey, y'all, I'm in town. I'm recording. I'm not going to see you, but just want to let you know.
It's nothing personal.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But maybe this is a new mama. Maybe she don't know how to manage her time. Maybe she came in for an emergency or in and out situation and didn't think to text a friend. Have a conversation and tell her.
But I think that's
hurt
when
me.
you try to understand. Like, if my best friend came into town and tell me, we got a problem.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna not know that, right?
Right.
But if it's somebody that I'm cool with, right? And we talk
This
here
has
and
to be
there.
a good friend for her to write in, though.
That's true.
This has to be a good. I'm not writing about somebody I'm just kicking it with or cool
It
with.
seems like she's the good friend and the other friend may not be the good
But
friend.
also, where's the grace? What if this is a new mom and she can't, like, she's not
That's what I'm
thinking
saying.
straight? What if she's in postpartum? Things happen.
you're absolutely, and I agree with that. And I feel like if this woman who wrote in, right, if that was her good friend, then her good friend would have had some type of communication with her about being in town.
You're right.
Now, I'm not saying she's not wrong or that the mom, she could have had, like, I'm just in and out, and it could have been a situation where it was an emergency. But if this mama is out in the streets, she's living her best social life and did not tell her, in quote, friend that she was in town, that's not, their friendship is not what it appears to be, at least from the whoever wrote in.
Right.
That's what I mean.
I have worked very hard.
Yeah, I did just different ways.
Yeah.
I have worked very hard to realize that I am not Tyra Banks and everything ain't about me. And I think people need to realize that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, especially I'm the single auntie. I'm the auntie. I'm not partnered, but I'm cognizant 90% of y'all are married with children. But if you're lucky, I'm not the single friend that immediately wants those things. Because I could just imagine how exhausting it is when your single friend is like, oh, but I want to go here. Bitch, that lady is married. There are certain things that she's not going to want to go to anymore, and you got to understand that. Unfortunately.
But sometimes don't X us out.
Don't X your
Sometimes
friends out.
we
But
don't.
also, but on the flip side of that, all of my married friends are cognizant of that type of stuff.
Right.
But not everybody's blessed to have that type of friendship with people.
Yeah.
Like, to Kendra's point, she might need to evaluate, is that really her friend?
Yeah.
Not to say fuck her, don't talk to her anymore, but that might just not be your social friend. And then a lot of people,
Social friend.
my father taught me this. When we go to homecomings and stuff, and people are like, oh my God, I remember when you used to blah, 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 blah. You talking about 19-year-old Prisca.
Yeah.
You not talking about 35-year-old Prisca or 19-year-old Devin or 19-year-old Kendra. So that could be someone that really was her good Judy in undergrad or even high school for some people. Some people just not on that shit no more.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
I would challenge this rich
call that young lady and just check
just
in.
call her, hey.
Yeah, like, girl, what's up? Why you tell me
you good? Everything all right? Well, I'm glad you're well. You really hurt my feelings. The next time you come to town, even if you cannot see me or make time, just hit me up.
Right.
Let me know.
Yeah, and it could have been an emergency.
Yeah.
We take that, or it's
and just be mindful how you say it, because you don't want to be accused of, look at me being an adult.
life
Bitch, you was in town. Look, bitch, you was in town. You ain't tell me. No, just be like, hey, girl, I noticed that you were. Just please be gentle in your words.
Yeah.
Right.
We shift the way we.
Well, that was a great question.
It was a beautiful
write us back
question.
and let us know what happened, and let us know if we even got the story right.
Right.
I need context. I need context.
Well, I think at the core we had the same message.
Right.
But,
We talking about this lady got postpartum.
right. She could have an emergency, or her friend really ain't her friend. Like,
This is why we need details.
Right.
Give us all the details.
She ain't talked to this lady since
Don't
college.
Don't too long, okay? But give us some good
Bullet
details,
points.
'cause we don't know.
Please.
high level. Keep it high level.
Because I definitely wrote a thesis statement in my phone with these questions.
So this was really good.
It was.
I really enjoyed you.
Yay.
Thanks for kicking in with us. Thanks for your
Absolutely.
transparency.
You are amazing. Thank you so much.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes, all those
Love
things.
y'all always.
Love you too.
We love you more. Until next time, y'all. Bye.
Thank you all so much for joining us at the Real Mama Pod.
Yes, every Thursday night. Y'all could be anywhere.
But you're hanging out with us.
Yes, and we love it. So, friend, where can they find you?
They can find me anywhere they like. I'm on Instagram at KendraFerg_. And I'm also on Facebook, Kendra Ferguson.
Okay.
What about you?
And you can reach me at DevGrace_. Also, you can connect with us on Instagram, TikTok,
Pinterest, Twitter,
Facebook, Twitter, all of that at The Real Mama
Pod.
Yeah, so make sure you follow us. If you want to learn more about Kendra and I, you can check out our website where we have mama merch. Hey, you can see our little sweatshirts.
Right. Yeah. We are wearing our mama merch.
Yeah, we have sweatshirts, hats, necklaces. We also have Rich Auntie merch. So you can purchase that at www.therealmamapod.com. We're so corny.
I know. Until next time.